Hey guys, St. Mac here. I'm back with the Terra 2 video. Today I'm just going to be showcasing a little fight with Zmey on hard. And this is the very start of the fight here. I'm actually not playing right now. I recorded this earlier and I'm doing a voiceover now. Just FYI, it's a little different than I normally do in videos. So we're in the fight now. I didn't include the trash at the start because it's pretty easy and there's not much going on there. So let's just jump right in. So he's pretty tricky. He's got a few different phases, I guess, or transformations that he does, or forms. Forms. That's what I'm looking for. So he's got a few different forms. Right now he's in his first form, and we've got Xena with us as a friend unit. So Xena is great. As you can see, everyone's floating right now. You can tell that because they're like moving back and forth a little bit. So it looks like they're floating, and so she's here primarily for that, and she's a friend unit that we brought in, and I don't know too much about her stats off the top of my head. I think she has about a 300 attack, so she's pretty strong. But we'll see, she doesn't have very good defense. So right now she's stunned, and also Pengu's stunned. Pengu's my only magic user, I guess, besides King Orbling, but King Orbling's basically just in there for healing. He does non-elemental damage, which doesn't do damage to Earth type. So if you look at the elemental chart, Earth is immune to non-elemental damage. So he's really just only in there as a healer. So if you have any other healing options, you can probably use that. I guess he's also in there because of his magic buff. So he gives plus 10% magic buff to units, and it can proc once for every chain, and it hits everyone in the chain. So I do try to get him lined up with Pengu occasionally, because, like I mentioned, I think she's the only one with magic attack. Samantha actually has a little bit, but she's mostly physical because of her double hand. So I've touched on those two, and to be honest, Pengu's not really ideal anyway. She's ice damage, so she does get bonus damage, but she doesn't have very strong attacks. Like, you'll more than likely have someone better you can bring in than Pengu. The nice thing, I guess, is she does have Negotiator, but I'm not that worried about capturing Zmey anyway. I have a copy or two of him already, and he's not that strong, so it's not a high priority. And to be honest, I'm probably going to be farming him, try to get like the achievement to 150 eventually anyway, so I'm sure I'll get a bunch from him. So as you can see here, we're still levitating. The boss has actually changed form. He's flying now as well, and he just did a ground pound, and he killed my Xena. So this is not good, unfortunately, because now I don't have a source of levitation. You'll see Lion's actually almost dead as well, but luckily Tengu is going to get in there and heal him up here. It's actually, I'm pretty impressive, or not Pengu, sorry, King Orbling. I'm actually impressed with how much King Orbling heals, considering he's not a dedicated healer. Especially on double pincers, he almost heals everyone to full every time. Like, I guess, okay, he healed like 2/3 on online, but for the most part, he's a pretty solid healer. So now that luckily we do have levitation here, so we don't have to worry about the pitfalls. We're gonna have it for 2 more turns, because that's how long the buff lasts. And then after that, we're on our own. So you'll see I don't have to worry about the pitfalls right now. Later on, you'll see an example of me falling in a pitfall. Luckily, if you do, it's not the end of the world. If you fall in, your guy will come back next turn. You just lose him for that turn. So we're getting trampled a bit. We've got the earth shields going, because I bought a bunch of the anti-earth damage companions from the shop, so those do help. I very much recommend those, unless you have like very high damage or utility ones in their place. I'd recommend putting almost full anti-earth damage in your companion slots. And so as you see, now Now our levitation's over. We've got some pitfalls up. Luckily for us, they're not too bad in the way, but you probably saw Lion had to go like a long way around there, or along the top to make sure he didn't fall in the hole. And we've got Lion. Lion's probably doing most of our damage. Let's watch some damage numbers here for a second. So um, here's an example here actually where, because of where the pitfalls are, I'm not going to be able to do a double pincer here. So that's unfortunate. It's going to bring down my damage a little bit, but instead I think I decided to heal up a little bit here. So, because both Lion and Kenton are getting a little low. Speaking of Kenton, so Kenton's Earth Magic, but he's an Earth Spellblade. But so normally he'd be doing half damage. But I have him fully equipped with physical attack gear instead, so he's really only doing physical damage. And I just took a big hit on Pengu there. I got really lucky. Like Pengu looks like she's at about, I don't know, like 2% health. So got to get King Orbling over there to heal her up. And we keep going. So we're doing pretty good. We're down about 20%. At this point, I'm really worried I'm going to lose because a single fissure, which is an ability that hits the entire screen, and it does, I believe it's earth damage, but it might be physical, is very strong, and it'll probably one-shot my team if it goes off. So that's why you need Levitate in there. But I do get lucky, and he doesn't cast it again. So again, we're getting a lot of pitfalls, so it gets really annoying trying to maneuver around them, but luckily we are still able to get a lot of double pincers in here. This one's not going to be able to be a double pincer because of the positioning of the boss. Anytime they're up against a wall or like within one of the wall, it gets really hard to get two guys up there, but we do the best we can. We use the PowerPoint. We probably shouldn't have. We probably should have saved the PowerPoint for a double pincer, but kind of at this point I'm just going for it. So get trampled again. So Samantha and Pengu are low on health, but luckily they're square between King Orbling, so I don't have to move them very much. But unfortunately, that means Samantha's not contributing to damage this turn. So yeah, if we look at the damage, I guess even though Pengu only has Giga attacks, she is still our highest damage dealer. You can see like the blue numbers coming up at like 1700 a few times. I don't think like the physical numbers ever hit that high, and that is because from everything I've read, actually yeah, it looked like there was an even bigger blue attack there. But let's watch it this time. Okay, yeah, 1800. Everything I've read is Zmey has very high physical resistance. So if you do have magic, especially ice magic units, like the new Jody would be very strong. Leon would be extremely strong. Oh, and here's where Kenton goes down the hole. So he'll be back next turn. But actually, I think I killed him this turn. But yeah, Leon is incredibly strong. Like Leon's is the most powerful unit, I guess elemental unit in the game. I'd say unit in the game because Lion's really strong, but Leon's even stronger. He's an SS unit, so he's got a higher level of skills. Like he's got Gigas, and he's got that magic amp that's so strong. And in this fight especially, because he's ice, he's doing bonus damage. So if you got a Leon, you can probably kill him much faster. This fight took me about 10 minutes, I guess. So it's not very fast. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get any of the new loot. We didn't get a gold chest there, so we didn't get the gold shield or the leather jacket. But from what I've seen I've seen a maxed out leather jacket and a maxed out magician's garb, and the magician's garb I would say is actually better. So right now, I think you're better off doing normal if you do anything at all, to be honest, because I would actually wait to farm any of these. Any Zmey difficulty until they fix the achievements. So, because you're gonna want to go back and do it anyway, there's no point in doing it twice because you're gonna want to get the energy out of the achievements. I would just hold off for now. But when you do go back, I would strongly consider, there'll probably be more info about it then, but I'd strongly consider just doing normal. Uh, the the differences in the rewards are so small that it's not worth the extra time and extra energy, or sorry, not energy, extra stamina that hard takes. Like, and to be honest, I think the garbage is better than the leather jacket. You're getting slightly less. You're getting like 1% less HP, and you're getting 10% more magic defense. So that's kind of a no-brainer for me. I think the garb is better than the jacket. I'm not 100% sure on the shield, but I think the shields are extremely similar and maybe only like 2 magic defense difference. So uh, again, it's up to you, but that's my recommendation. I'm gonna go back. After, I just wanted to record this to be able to show you guys, but I'm gonna go back to farming Leviathan now. Actually, I want to get a 5 of each helm and like fully unleashed just for future content. I didn't get any Z or S or SS helms, so I'd like to get 5 of the berets and 5 of the mithril helms and get them fully unleashed. So that's gonna take a little bit, and also I'd like to get all of the Leviathan achievements. So I think I'm only at 75 kills right now. So there's still quite a bit of energy you can get from those. I think 150 kills is 10 energy. So that's pretty substantial. So I think I'm gonna farm that out next. And aside from that, I've been doing some metal zone. And aside from that, I haven't really been doing much chapter farming. They changed it around a little bit, so chapter farming isn't as good as it used to be. And so when I don't have stamina, I've mostly been doing raids just for fun. I like jumping in there with Kenton and Lion, and it's very rare that I'm not at the top of the damage just because that Earth Elemental does extra damage against the Infernal Keep, and then Lion just does so much damage in a raid. So aside from that, I know a lot of people are SB farming right now, but it's just not worth it for me. It's so tedious, and the rewards can be good, but they're not necessary right now, and we'll get them eventually. So I'm just in no rush. I don't blame people who are like, or I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if you are gonna farm SB, but it always surprises me when people feel like they have to and they complain about it and stuff. Like, you don't have to farm the Union rewards. You don't have to farm SB. Just play the game and have fun and do the content you want to do. And if that means waiting for chapters, or if it means if it means grinding like 24/7, then feel free to. But I definitely don't think this game is a game you need to grind 24/7. So feel free to relax and just wait for more content, especially now that there's no timers on the events. There's just I really like it. I much prefer the fact that the game is going at a relaxed pace, and that it doesn't kind of feel like you don't feel guilty not playing it. So, but then when you go to play it, I find it much more enjoyable then. So anyway, that's all I got today, guys, and hopefully your weekend's going well. It's Canadian Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to all the Canadians, and thanks for watching. So yeah, see you next time, guys. Cheers.